appears we are approaching Buckingham Palace.
Get into town, and after lunch we decided we were just going to jump on one of those sightseeing buses. And the plan there was, okay, we'll take the tour. You know, they allowed you, it was one of those hop on hop off bus tours where you buy the ticket and you have it for the entire day. You can hop on, hop off as many times as you wish. You can ride it as long as you want. So I said, all right, just because of the amount of limited time we had left, we only had 3 to 4 hours at this point left before we had to get back on the train. And what we essentially did was, our plan was, we'll go the circuit once around, because we were up on the upper floor. It's a double-decker bus. We were up on the upper level of the bus at the very front seats with a little ledge right there. I'm like, oh man, I can put the GoPro here. We'll run the video, and you'll see all the video that I took from there of us going through the city of London on this bus. You know, it'll be stable, it'll look like a tripod, you know, great footage of driving through London with a bird's eye view. So that footage came out great. So the second time around the circuit, or second time around the tour, our plan was to move back towards the back of the bus, where the back part of the bus was open air. So, because I didn't want to take pictures of all the great architecture in London with a piece of glass, you know, piece of dirty glass in front of me. So I didn't take any pictures at all from the front of the bus. And then our plan was to move to the back of the bus and take pictures where we had no obstructions between the camera and what we were trying to shoot.
Ahead of us at the end of Tower Bridge is the magnificent World Heritage Site, Her Majesty's Fortress and Royal Palace, the Tower of London. It was founded by William the Conqueror in 1066, and over the next 20 years, a huge imposing tower slowly loomed over London. That original tower still stands in the middle of the castle, with 4 golden weather vanes. In the following centuries, it was further fortified and extended. Today, the Tower of London is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and they say that wherever you are from in the world, events that have happened within the tower have influenced your history. The Tower of London is where the crown jewels are kept and displayed. Most of them date back to the coronation of King Charles II in 1616, but the oldest item is the anointing spoon, which was made in the late 12th century. The coronation regalia are used by every monarch during the ceremony. Over the last 2,000 years, the castle has had many uses. Originally, it was a fortress. It was used as a palace in the medieval period, and it was a menagerie or zoo in the 12th century. It has also been a mint, an observatory, an armory, a treasury, a place of worship, a military barracks, and perhaps most famously of all, a prison.
So we're riding around this bus, and it's taken forever to get through this because it was traffic. It was again rush hour, London. People are trying to get out of the city, really busy. So we eventually got to a point where, okay, we got to start taking some pictures, or else we're gonna have nothing of London. So we moved back to the back of the bus and got very little footage or very little photographs of the stuff in London. So there's not a lot of photography in London that day, but there's plenty of video footage of us driving around on that bus. So, but bottom line was, Caitlin and I got to see everything we wanted to see in London. We got to see Buckingham Palace, Trafalgar Square, all the stuff around the Thames. So you got the London Eye, you've got London Bridge, Tower Bridge. We rode over Tower Bridge. We rode over pretty much all the bridges, going back and forth across.
Would you do it differently now if you were to go back?
Probably if we were going to go back, you can't do it all in one day. You really can't.
You guys were definitely ambitious trying to fit all of it in one day.
Yeah, I would probably book 2 nights somewhere in London. That way you have one full day of exploring, plus the morning and an afternoon of the shoulder days. To try to see it all in one day is almost impossible. So we get back on the train. It's basically getting dark. We had a little panic moment in the train station. We're trying to take the last train out of town that was headed back to where we were staying. And just the boards were a little bit confusing there. And then we asked a couple of people and they really didn't give us any good answers. But we basically approached one train and we get onto the platform, we're walking up the train and the train starts pulling away. And I'm looking around and we thought that we had booked for like the 10:15 train, but we got on the platform right as the 9:15 train was going away. And it got me thinking, I'm like, is our train the 10:15 train or 9:15? And we're having a panic moment because we're thinking, oh crap, the 9:15 train's the last one out of town, and it just left. And here we are stuck on the platform. There's no trains anywhere on the platform. Like, did we just miss the last train headed back towards... But fortunately, we talked to another guy who was there, one of the, basically a security person, who said, no, he says, that train right there is headed to Swindon. He says, it's actually leaving in about 20 minutes. It wasn't the last train out. There actually was a final train leaving. But as it turns out, it was best because if we would have been on the last train out, we would have had maybe 5 minutes in Swindon to get off that train and then get on to our last train headed out. By taking this one previous, it was left about 30 minutes before the last train did, it headed out to Swindon. We could get off and have about 30 minutes to kind of recoup and get ready for that next train coming in. So that turned out to be the better thing for us. But anyway, we made it.
They made it.
We got back home that night. We got back to the Airbnb at about midnight.
I had a quiet day.
What did you think? What did you do all day?
I
don't
hung
think
out
we
with
ever.
the horses and relaxed. Watched a little TV. It was my vacation day.
You just recharged the batteries.
I
a little bit.
recharged the batteries. Yep.
Yep.
Which I don't regret at all. I know it sounds weird, but I don't regret not visiting. But I think it just would have. It was better that they went.
Yeah, because we went, and we were going hard all day in London, and she's back at the Airbnb relaxing all day. So.
Relaxed.
We did it.
We finished London Day.
We finished London Day, and we are both exhausted.
Oh my god, I'm so tired.
So we're actually on our final leg of our train trip, and if you look, we've got
A whole car to ourselves. Like 2 cars, 3 cars.
we've got the entire car to ourselves. So we've got about 30 miles left to go on this train, and then about a 20-mile drive in our car to get back to our Airbnb, where we will find Jen and probably fast asleep. Either that, or she'll be up worrying that we won't get back in time, and she'll be still up. So we're on the final approach to Stroud.
So how did you like London?
London was crazy.
It was insane. I loved it so much.
Talk about it. I mean, yeah, we know it's one of the world's big cities, but wow, was it crowded today?
You don't realize how big it is until you're like actually there.
Yeah, I mean, we spent all day there trying to get as much stuff as we done, and we both decided that you really need more than
You still need a couple more days to see everything.
To see everything. There's just too much to see in one day. Day is over. We're both exhausted. If you can't tell, we're pretty tired. So we're going to go ahead and end today's vlog here, and we'll pick it up tomorrow morning, where we start our journey back north to towards Edinburgh. But we're not going to get all the way to Edinburgh tomorrow. We're going to get about halfway to Edinburgh tomorrow, and then the rest of the way the following night. So that's it for today.
Yeah.
All right.
Successful day.
Thanks for watching this episode of Two Tourists and a Camera.
Please like and subscribe down below. We have everything linked in the description box. Please follow us on Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook, all the places. And be sure to hit that bell at the bottom as well. That way you'll be notified as soon as we put up a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.